Hi friends, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. Let's see what I sold this week. If you're new here, hi, my name is Laura. I sell women's vintage clothing online. I sell on sites like Etsy, eBay, Depop, and Poshmark on occasion. And I also sell on a platform called Whatnot, which is like a live auction selling platform. It's really fun. And I'm gonna go through what I sold this week. My Whatnot shows I do once a week. So I'm gonna start off showing you what I sold during my Whatnot show today. It's very fun. I had a really good show. I'm super excited about it. I was not super excited when I started it because I was not prepped in advance for my show. So I was up so late last night. I might do a little chat about that in my Monday video because it just really, after having a few weeks of being prepared in advance and then once again not being prepared, I can't do that to myself again. It was atrocious. But anyway, despite all of that, I sounded mostly coherent during my show and I had a really good time. We had great sales. It was fun. So let me tell you what we did. And by we, I mean what I sold. I don't know why I'm speaking in the royal we as though there's like a team of people over here, because there's not. It's me. So I sold a total of 30 items today for $446 before fees. After fees, I should make $383.67. So once again, a really good, solid, respectable show for me. And I have a total of 18 packages going out, and 11 of those are going to first-time buyers. So of course, 7 of those are going to repeat buyers. So this is very exciting. I'm excited to use a word other than excited would be nice. Listen, I didn't sleep last night. So the fact that I'm speaking at all is amazing. If I'm going to use a word more than once, so sorry. Anyway, let's see. We're going to jump right in. My first package that I have going out is going to a new to me buyer who purchased 2 items. And the first one is this adorable little 90s rayon dress. It is Betsy Lauren. And this sold for $15. Most of the items that sold today sold for starting bid. I think I had 1 or 2 that did get bid up a little bit, but like, you know, $1 or 2, nothing crazy that I recall. We all know how I am with that sometimes. I don't always notice necessarily, but I think I only had a couple that were like sort of a little bit bid up. All right, so that's the dress. And then the second item that this buyer purchased was this really cute little 90s rayon crop top. So cute. Kenar Studios. And this also sold for $15. So yay on both of those. Let's see. I don't know if I had any pieces today where I, like last week I had a bunch of really epic pieces that I was maybe had some hopes for, and I sold some of them and then some of them did not. I did sell some of those epic ones from last week in today's show, which is great. I don't think I had any pieces in today's show where I was really like, this is truly epic. I had a couple of pieces that I had procured, but I did not put them in the show because I just was really, I wanted to put them in on Etsy. If you watched my most recent haul video, I had a silk blouse with like this great face print on it from like the 90s or Y2K era. And I don't think I'm going to keep it. There's part of me that wants to, but I don't realistically see myself wearing it. Maybe I'll wear it for a show at some point, but I think that I'm going to list that on Etsy. And then I also have a metallic palazzo pant set, like a blouse and palazzo pant from like the 60s or 70s. So cool. And I was going to list it on Whatnot for like $25 start, but I decided I'm going to reserve it for Etsy. I would like to put some more super epic pieces up in my Etsy shop. And shoot, I didn't get myself a bag for this. Hold please. I'm grabbing a little bag to throw everything into. Did you miss me? I know, I was gone so long. Anyway, I'd like to really start putting more like super epic pieces in my Etsy store. I do think, I was talking to a friend about this yesterday, because like I have this I didn't tell you this yet, but this is one of the things that sold today. And stuff like this, right? When I have things like this in my Whatnot show or on Etsy or anywhere, I kind of feel like, oh yeah, like it's just kind of run of the mill vintage. But like, even if it is, the reality is we're not all wearing metallic palazzo pantsuits every freaking day of the week. Sometimes we're wearing run-of-the-mill vintage. And by run-of-the-mill, I mean just like everyday lounging around the house kind of vintage. We want to wear t-shirts. We want to wear jeans, you know? So I need to like chill out about that. But also I want my Etsy to be fucking banging. Do you know what I'm saying? So, okay. Next up is another new to me buyer who purchased 3 items, one of which is this t-shirt that I just showed you. So really cute. This is like a 90s, just, you know, obviously cute little neon tropical print shirt. This shirt was marked as like one size fits all. It is like just a very boxy, large shirt that you can wear, very oversized. This sold for $5. I got this at an estate sale somewhat recently. And a lot of times at an estate sale, like in the thrift store, I may pick up something like this. It kind of depends on my mood, but not necessarily always. But in an estate sale, I'm more likely to pick up things that, you know, I'm like on the fence about because I'm buying in bulk, you know? And so in my mind, I'm kind of like, oh, it's kind of free. It's not kind of free, Laura, but that's how I tend to think, you know? So anyway, they bought this shirt for $5. And then there was this robe, which came from, I believe, a different estate sale. And this was really cute. So, and here's the tag on this too. This is a junior size. And this sold for, I believe, $15. Yes, $15. Let me see if we can fold this up nicely. So I do have little Miss Rizzo out and about somewhere, but she's been pretty tame today. So I'm hoping that I can make it through this video without a whole bunch of chaotic interference. Because when she gets involved in my business while I'm filming these videos, she doesn't like when I'm folding things. And I have a lot of dresses that take up a lot of space and therefore need not a lot of Rizzo interference. All right, let's see. Get this all folded up pretty. This is so cute. This is what are you doing, LG? There we go. My folding job, not the greatest at the moment, but it's okay. It's not terrible. It's just not the greatest. Not too bad. Better than I thought. And then the third item that this buyer purchased was this 90s rayon dress. And they asked an interesting question about the dress. I'm really glad they asked it because it's not really a thing I had thought about before. This sold for $15, by the way. Here's the little tag. Toretti. Pretty print. I like it. They asked if, because it's 100% rayon, they asked, is it like a cotton feeling rayon or a polyester feeling rayon? And I was like, you know, I don't know. And it was an interesting question because I knew what she meant, and it's not really either. It's definitely not like a full-on cotton feeling rayon, but it wasn't like super polyester, but you know, it did kind of, I was like, it does kind of have a feeling of like a shiny, you know, fabric in a way. So I thought that was interesting. I tend to usually think of 90s rayon as being that cottony feel. So I would never have thought about it probably if she hadn't asked. So. And I didn't think that she was going to, I think it's the same person who, this dress has shoulder pads that are very bulky. I hate shoulder pads because you can either fold the shoulder pads in on top of each other and then the folded part of the dress is like this wide, or you can fold it without the shoulder pads going in, but then it's like the entire, this is going to look ridiculous. I'll show you. Like, look how stupid. It's just like the width of the collar is dumb. Anyway. Whatever. We'll tuck this in between the other two pieces to camouflage that a little bit. There's that and that. Oh, and the belt. I gotta get that belt in there. I know, I'm all over the place again. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I think that's okay for the belt. Let's see if we can get this into this mid-size bag, I think. So I'm really surprised at how well I'm functioning today. I don't feel exhausted. I don't know if this is going to fit in this bag. I really thought I was going to feel much more tired. I was very cranky this morning, but I'm actually doing pretty well. Often when I start my Whatnot shows, I am talking a mile a minute. It's sort of like an adrenaline thing, and I was actually pretty even keel today, which was nice. One of the things that I haven't been thinking about, I've been talking about this too much too, because I talk about everything too much, but I've been consuming a lot of caffeine. But I wonder if that also sort of even keeled me this morning too. I drank an extra lot of caffeine this morning because I was like, I need to be functional for this show. But I wonder if it just like made my brain work. It's nice, but I also don't want to give myself heart failure. Anyway, okay, there's that package, all pretty. There's the belt. We're in good shape. All right, let's see. Next up, new to me buyer purchased one item. Pretty epic. It is this little stretchy belt. I was calling it the Catwoman belt because in the 1960s, 70s Batman show, Catwoman wore a gold version of this belt. Very cool. So I'll just throw this in here. This I'm going to end up folding up and putting into a bubble mailer, but we'll stick it in here for now. All right, and that sold for $10, $15. I don't know if it got bid up to 15 or if I started it at 15. I might have started it at 15. I don't remember. Sorry. It sold for 15 though, is the important information. Next up, a repeat buyer for me, a very regular buyer who purchased a skirt that I was not sure I was going to sell. I was not sure I was going to be able to sell. It's this just a cute little corduroy skirt. It's a vintage Levi's skirt, but it's got like a 24-inch waist. So it was just so tiny. I was like, I don't know if this is going to sell, but I stuck it in the show anyway. And this sold for 10, partially because I was like, oh, it's so tiny. I don't know if it's going to sell. And I knew that she was a smaller size. I just don't think I realized she was that small. Rizzo's here and chewing on plastic. And I need my lint roller. And I don't, oh, there it is. There's my lint roller. I'm making a total mess over here. That's okay. Riz, Miss Bam. She's standing on the skirt that I now have to lint roll, and Rizzo does not like the lint roller. Hi, ma'am. May I displace you? Thank you. All right, let's get this little roll. No. Stay, please. You don't like this anyway. Thank you. That's right. I kept getting distracted during my Whatnot show because there was something running around outside, like an animal kept crossing the street. I live in a very urban neighborhood, but we still have like, obviously squirrels, right? There's tons of squirrels all over the place. I have a neighbor that's got a tiny dog that he doesn't put on a leash, but the dog usually doesn't go in the street. And we do have a bunch of feral cats. But I just kept catching a glimpse of something out of the corner of my eye. And I was like, what is that all the time? And then finally, after my show, I saw we have a fat little groundhog who was running across the street. We get groundhogs in our backyard on occasion. But what are you crossing the street for? Groundhogs, stay on one side. That's not safe for fat little groundhogs waddling across our street. Making me very concerned. We also get we get skunks and we get raccoons. We get possums in this area for sure. I don't know that I've ever seen a possum directly in like my yard, but I'm sure that's what y'all came here for, is the North Bergen wildlife content, didn't you? Yeah. But I'm just always surprised by like the vast amount of wildlife we have, considering we have like, it's just like house, you know? This is not folded up slim enough at all, but we're going to make this work. All right, let's see. So, and then my sales elsewhere have been pretty slow, but I did make a pretty fantastic Etsy sale last night, which I'm super grateful for. You'll see that shortly. Got to pack that up and send that out today too. Let's see. Next up, I have a new to me buyer who purchased one item. They purchased these black velvet pants. These are high-waisted 90s era. There you go. Casual corner. Black velvet cute pants. And these sold for $15. Yes, that's what I thought. All right, let's see. I'm going to fold them like this because I don't want to be ridiculous. I'm glad Rizzo's on squirrel alert at the window and not on lint roller alert over here at my table. So, all right, let's see. This all tucked away in here. Okay. All right, there we go. Next up is a repeat buyer for me who purchased one item. They purchased this very pretty little 50s cotton eyelet dress. I love this. This was in my own closet for quite a long time. I used to wear it, especially when I was working outside the home. I would wear it to work a lot. It's really pretty. But A, I don't fit in it currently, and B, I tend to wear much more relaxed, loungy kind of stuff and just way more colorful stuff. But I did really love this. The silhouette on it is so pretty. You know, it's just a very typical 50s, like very fitted through the torso and then kind of a nice gentle A-line flare. And it's just, it's very lovely. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Getting it all, make sure it's all nice and not linty. Beautiful. All right. I don't know why I haven't done it before. I was just thinking, like, I should figure out how to film this video so that I can actually print all the shipping labels at the same time. Although, honestly, the video would be so long if I did that. But my afternoon would be shorter. But you would all want to rip your own eyeballs out. Let's see. Okay, next up is a new to me buyer who purchased one item. Freaking epic, this blouse, which I love. Look at the sleeves on this. 100% polyester. Oh, I just realized I don't think I showed the tag during the sale at all. I mean, there was a photo of it in the listing, but I just realized I didn't show on screen. And I always like to show the tag because it's also just fun. You know that. You know, tags are fun. I mean, it's like a boring but fun. A fun version of a boring tag, right? Look at how pretty that is. 100% polyester. An embroidered script. So pretty. Anyway, this blouse is awesome. This sold for, I'm sure, $15. Yes, $15. $15. All right, let's see. Burp, burp, burp. Sorry, I got no words coming out of my mouth. Why does this bag not want to stand up? There we go. So much better. Okay, next is another repeat buyer for me. Purchased one item. It's amazing. This is one of the pieces from last week that I thought was really epic because it's really epic. Velvet Contempo Casuals cutout dress. There's that tag. And this, my very silly self, sold this for $15, I believe. I just want to make sure that what are you doing? This thing is so, okay, that's what I thought. Go away, please. There we go. Yes. $15. I think, I mean, you know, I made money on it. It's fine. I profited, but it's also one of those things that, like, I would love to put it in my Etsy store. I would have loved for it to get bid up, but also very grateful that I sold it. I am very grateful that after this show today, I am going to have $380 that I did not have this morning. So, and I feel like it's important to have like some pretty epic things in your Whatnot show from time to time to keep that energy up, But I have so many things that I've held back for Etsy that I really need to get on top of in there. I hold things back, but then they end up like kind of tucked away somewhere. And then when I work on my Etsy listing, I'm working on, there's always some epic stuff, but also some more run-of-the-mill stuff as well. But I have like some truly amazing pieces that are just like tucked away in various places. All right, next up, another new to me buyer purchased one item, another green velvet baby doll dress. This is so cute. And this also sold for $15, which is what I thought. One of the things that I was going to say was when I was folding up that Levi's skirt, the really extra tiny corduroy Levi's, and that particular buyer, I think I knew that she was on the smaller side, but this particular skirt was really tiny, 24-inch waist, and I don't think I realized that she was that tiny. And so I actually I kind of shy away from putting super small pieces into my show, the same way I kind of shy away from a lot of plus size stuff. But I will say that when it comes to like the type of pieces I definitely find way more epic tiny pieces than I do epic plus size ones. But either way, I always feel like the bulk of my audience is going to be in the like small to extra large range, right? But I definitely have people who are not. So anyway, knowing that this very regular buyer is as tiny as she is, I have some very cool denim pieces that I've had for a few years. They're 70s denim, a brand called Moody Goose. They're really cute. They're like 24-inch waist. They're so small. And I just keep like shuffling them around and not getting them listed. And I keep telling myself like, you just need to get them listed to Etsy. And maybe I'll throw at least a couple of them into a Whatnot show, because rather they at least like A, get out of my house, and B, go somewhere where they're going to get use and, and maybe make me a little bit of money. Let's see. So we did that. Next up is a new to me buyer who purchased this blouse. This is so cute, little cropped, like 80s era. This is the tag, and somebody said that it reminded them of an Amy Buyer tag, and maybe with that by choice, like it could be like an offshoot of Buyer, Byer, Buyer. And, but I thought that was cool. Anyway, this blouse sold for $15, as I'm sure you're shocked to know. $15. But it's really cute. The other thing I like is the way that the buttons are put in here. I'm buttoning it right now so that it looks nice folded up. But the buttons are grouped in little threes, so it's cute. Three. Adorbs. Okay. I really loved the silhouette of this blouse when I had it on. It was like just small enough on me that it was like too small on me, like I got it on, but like I felt like I was like straight jacketed. I couldn't really move very well, but I think mostly it's because of the sleeves. I've got long arms, and these sleeves were hitting like right at the chunky part of my forearm, and it just wasn't, they needed to be hitting a little bit lower. But right, hopefully the buyer will love this. That's terrible looking. All right, next up is another new to me buyer. They purchased 3 items. So cute. So number 1 is this t-shirt. This is a little Western style, very cute 90s tee. And I believe this sold for $15. Let's take a look. $15. That's what I thought. Very cute. Get her all folded up. I almost didn't buy this yesterday either. There were 2. In fact, I had a whole debate about putting t-shirts into my show yesterday, again, because I want the epic vintage. And so now this is the second one of these t-shirts that I'm folding up. And I have a third and a fourth. I think I had a total of 5 t-shirts that I put in the show. I almost put in only 2 because I was like, nobody wants these t-shirts, and then they all sell. Second item that this buyer purchased was this black slip, just a basic vintage black slip, but you know, they always have such pretty details. And this sold for $19. So I started this at $15. This is like an extra large to a 1X size. So, and somebody today also did ask if I had plus size pieces, which I had a couple in there that were like, yeah, sort of. Because again, you know, I've talked about it a lot before. I don't always have that many plus size because I feel like I don't get that many buyers. But it's the whole catch-22. I don't get that many buyers because I don't have that many pieces. You know. Also, I'm just picking a few threads off of this. When I got this slip, somebody had hemmed it in a really good way where you can take the hem back out, which was easy to do, and I did that, but I left all the little bits of thread behind. I thought I had gotten them, and I clearly have not. And even though they are easy, there's no reason for the buyer to have to do that. I'm not going to make myself or you nuts about doing this, but some of the big chonk threads I can at least get off. And also, Rizzo hair. All right, there's that. Business, man. Her hair's everywhere. All right, let's see. This lint roller's getting way more use today than I thought it was going to. Okay, almost done. Don't come over here, Rizzo, please. Stay at the window. Por favor. All right. There's that. And then the third item that this buyer purchased is this cute little apron. Also came from an estate sale. I think I listed this at either 5 or 10. I don't remember. I think I listed it at 10 and it sold for 11. So that was really cute. Happy about that. Let's get her folded up. All right. Little sound effects for you, because I know you love them. I know you love the sound effects. Well, that's not really, I mean, it's cute. It's fine. Whatever. Okay, those three. They actually can fit in this very tiny bag, so that's cool. Okay, nice. Oh, hi, business. Jeez. She's not having any of it right now. Now I'm getting bitten. Not a surprise, honestly. All right, next up. New to me buyer purchased one item. Oh, half slip. Okay. And it was this like 80s era half slip. It's really cute. And this sold for $15. $15, which I think is what I started it at. I don't think I started it at 10. Pretty sure I would have done 15. There we go. Purdy. Party. Do, 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 do. Okay. Next, repeat buyer purchased one item. 21. Okay. It was this cute little house dress. Also from my most recent haul video. Little new old stock situation. So cute. This is very much fun. Okay, whatever. I'm starting to, business, can you not please? I know it's exciting. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Stop biting me. This has a waist tie and she wants to chew it. And I won't let her, so now she's chewing me. It's fine. All right, let's see. Komar, and this sold for 15? Yeah, 15. So cute. I mean, basically, like, this is like a house dress. They're just such a great summer little, you know, cute, hanging around the house, totally comfortable. Definitely get it. Oh dear. Okay, next Duh. New to me buyer, purchased 4 items. Let's see, 1, 2. Whoop. All right. They're all going to be hard to fold with Rizzo here. First up is this little house dress. So cute. With trumpet print. So adorable. I love it. And this sold for $15, which is what I started the listing at. Hi, Rizzo. Thank you. She's leaving me. Thank goodness, because this person got like 3 dresses. So I'm sorry, Riz. Is that thing in your way? It is. There you go. I'm making messes over here. There. What is this little house coat doing? Why are we being weird with the folding? Oh, I think it was folded very dumb. It was folded dumb. I don't like it. Okay, we're gonna work it out. It's fine. Talking to myself. This is a terrible fold job, but I was following the fold lines that already existed. It's sort of like new old stock-ish. It feels new old stock. Anyway, that's the first item. The second item that they purchased was this little vintage Lands cottagecore style dress. So pretty. 100% cotton. There's that tag. I love it. And this sold for, I think, 20? It sold for 20. That's what I had it started at. I think I paid a little higher price on this than normal. Plus, it's awesome. All right, let's see. Get this Lands dress. Fold it up. Make it look nice. Big fat shoulder pads in the way again. Story of my life. There we go. Okay. Lands. Next, they also purchased this Diane Freese dress, one of my faves from last week. The Lands was actually also one of my faves. I think that was from the week before even though. But Diane Freese. Silk dress. I had it listed at $25, I believe. And that's probably what it sold for. Yes, $25. So that's nice. So remember, I was debating keeping one of the Diane Freese dresses, and then I sold them both on Whatnot anyway. So it's all right. Sharing the wealth of the Diane Freese. And they got amazing prices because even at $20 or $25 for Diane Freese, that's still phenomenal. I've sourced it off of like Poshmark and stuff for more than that in the past. So, and I got to make some money and they got amazing pieces. So it's a win-win. That was such a terrible fold job. And try that again. Let's see. Oh, my back. My back is not excited about this whole situation right here. Okay, a little bit better. All right, there. That's so nice. It's so pretty. And then the final item that they purchased was this little April Cornell top. So cute. Little flower print. April Cornell. And this sold for probably $15. $15. All right, let's see. Get this button folded. Buttoned. So that I can fold this. Oh my goodness, my back is super unhappy about whatever position I'm doing all this folding and leaning in. It's not cool. All right, let's see. We're gonna put you underneath Diane. There we go. So get a bag that's large enough. Okay. Oh. Nice, beautiful sunny day out. So I did not need to use my lights, thankfully, because it's also a nice hot day out. I got the AC cranking. All right. Burp. Hi, Rizzo. You coming back again? Because you're indecisive? Come on. All right, there we go. Next. Let me see. Next up is a repeat buyer who purchased one item from me. This very pretty little librarian-y secretary dress with these adorable rosebuds. It's Liz Claiborne. This is a dress that I had had in so many Whatnot shows. There was a second dress that I sold today that also I had had in a bunch of shows. So once again, dispelling my own myths. I had this in tons of shows and then I removed them. Rizzo, can you please? She's eating plastic. Thank you. I had it in a ton of Whatnot shows. Then I removed it and I saved it for the Tim Burton braid train that I did because it's got kind of a 40s vibe to it, you know, so it fit with the theme of my show. Didn't sell there, so then it was in a few more shows, and then I took it out. And it sold today, so yay. Maybe it's just been in consistently, because Tim Burton wasn't that long ago, but I don't know. Oh, no, because I did. I took everything out. Yeah, I got to stop going back to that time in my head. Because the day after Tim Burton was the plus size and kids show, so, like, everything was scrapped. And then I had to rebuild my shows after that. God, I definitely have to do some major Whatnot planning for getting shows loaded up in advance. Because this is silly. So, all right, this one's all wrapped up here. Next, I have a repeat buyer for me who purchased 2 items. The first is this dress, which is a really pretty little house dress. I love this print. It's a super soft fabric. It feels like an old sheet, like a cotton polyester sheet. Nice and lightweight and thin. So I had this started at 15, and this one actually did get some decent bidding. It went up to 21, which I know, like, if you're new here, you're like, $6 difference, big whoop. Big whoop. But it is big whoop for me. I don't get bid up from 15 all the way up to 21 very often. So it's always exciting to me when it happens. So there's that. It's a very cute dress. And let me see. Get this folded up and cute. Rizzo's back and in my way once again. I know y'all are sick of hearing the Rizzo updates, but look, this is my situation here. All right, dress. A little crookedy, but it's okay. Okay, there's that. And then the second item that this buyer purchased was this really cute little orange flower print dress. This is like a polyester. I think it has a tag. The other one did not. Right, so that's very cute. I love it. And this sold for $15, which is what we started the bidding at. That's good. And both of these came from my friend who sent me a little box of goodies that I unboxed in my most recent haul video. So a lot of the stuff she sent me sold in today's show. T-shirts and dresses, and very exciting. I don't remember if I said in the video that I did before, but I think I did say it, because as I was doing like the unboxing and showing you guys everything that she found for me, you know, obviously I have the items. They are mine, and yet I was feeling jealousy at her having found all this great stuff, even though she sent it to me. And I assume it was like jealousy over the experience of finding all this stuff. I don't know, but it's so ridiculous. So just proves that for a lot of us, the thrill of the hunt is just as much fun as actually finding the things that we find. All right, let's see. Next. Put that away. Is a repeat buyer who is a very excellent customer and who watches. Hello. And they purchased 4 items for me. So the first is one of the t-shirts that my friend sent. Cute little California. And I think this is the old not Screen Stars, but like Fruit of the Loom best. Fruit of the Loom bought Screen Stars at a certain point. So this, I think I sold for 5. Because again, these t-shirts, like, I feel like they're not my aesthetic. And, you know, like, this is cute. It's California or whatever. But it's just it's so, like, not the aesthetic that I would normally buy. And for my friend who sent them to me, like, yes, like, I've picked stuff like this up in the past, like that pineapple shirt that I showed you earlier. So it's definitely stuff I'll get, but it's just not my usual thing. And so then I always kind of feel like, okay, well, my usual audience isn't going to want this. So I price it a lot lower. If I was putting it on eBay, I would have put that probably at like $20-25, something like that, you know, assuming that I was going to get offers also. So, you know, let's see. The next item that this buyer purchased was another t-shirt that I picked up yesterday. This really cute little Western style adorableness. I love this. And I had this listed at $15 and it sold for $15. So very cute. Let's see. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll have a haul video for y'all on Monday, because my boyfriend and I are going to go to a rummage sale on Saturday. It's a church rummage sale, but at first I thought it was like going to be sort of like authentic, because they said their annual like rummage sale or whatever they're calling it, yard sale, something like that. But then I saw on their Facebook page, they were like accepting vendor applications. I'm like, oh, so you have vendors, which in my opinion means you're going to have some dollar store sellers. I hate that stuff, but we'll see how it goes. I have high hopes. This dress is another item that they purchased. The same buyer purchased 4 items. This also came from my friend. So freaking cute. I love this dress. And this sold for $15. And whoops, stay there, please. It's got a little metal zipper. So cute. I don't think this, oh, it does have a tag. Hold on, let me show you. There it is. So cute. I got to fold it around Rizzo, so let's see how we do. Hi, Riz. Don't get mad at me, please. The dress touched her and she just stopped what she was doing and looked up at me. It's like, okay. Sorry, ma'am. All right. And then the last item that this buyer purchased, so cute, is this adorable little house dress, right? So it's cute, little yellow house dress. Yay. But then there's the fucking pocket. Look at how adorable that is. The embroidered cafe pocket. I love it so much. Oh, so cute. And here's the tag. And what I don't think I showed you in the haul video is the zipper has this really adorable little zipper pull, which I also love. So cute. I was just posing with this, but then I realized I just used this in my haul video thumbnail, so I probably don't want to use the same garment in both thumbnails. That seems lame, right? So hopefully I have another decent thumbnail in there somewhere. Oh, that's right. This has to be folded up so that the little pocket is the whole center of attention. All right, so listen, when you get this, the fold job is going to be pretty terrible, but it's going to showcase the pocket. So it's cute, okay? I know you'll get it. I know you'll understand. Because look at, how can you not? Okay. Let's get these in a bag. And then I only have one more package to wrap. To show you. I have a lot more packages to wrap. And it's not bad. Okay, so it's $2.56. And that gives me an hour to print these labels, as well as wrap the packages. I have 3 other packages to send today, which, like, yay, but also, I got to get all these labels printed and my other packages wrapped all within like essentially 45 minutes so that I can hustle my ass down to my post office. All right, final package. New to me buyer, and purchased this one little, I'm calling this the Mrs. Brady dress. This is officially a dress, in my opinion. I would wear it out of the house. I might feel like it's a little bit racy for me because I'm tall. It's pretty short, but I would still wear it. It's not so short that I wouldn't wear it. Sorry, I'm like rushing to fold it. There's a little tag. There's a little dress. So, so cute. And this sold for $15. So there you have it. Everything that sold in my Whatnot show. I don't remember how long I was live today. At least 3 hours. So it was nice. And it was a fun time. I really enjoyed it. And very happy that it went well. And so that's it. So now I got to go frantically print all these labels. But I will see you in just a second so you can see the rest of what I sold throughout the rest of the week. Can you tell I'm delaying until my hands are free to pause this video? See you in a second. Alrighty, let's get into it and see what sold on all of my other platforms this week. The week it started devastatingly slow, but it had a couple of really nice sales in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start here on Etsy, which was this little nightie that sold for $29. I had it listed at $29. The buyer didn't use any kind of coupon or anything. Shipping is included on Etsy for me. So I paid $4.57 in shipping. So my total on this came to $24.43. The next order that I had, it was actually a 4-item sale. I was going to call it a bundle. It's not, whatever. This one buyer purchased 4 items. They did not use any kind of coupon or anything. Shipping, again, is included, but it was nice because it was all kind of like together. So it was a little bit easier on me for the shipping. This sweater, which I originally purchased and tried to sell on Whatnot, and it didn't sell over multiple shows. So I had it listed on Etsy, as you can see, for $59. That's what it sold for. Shipping for the 4 items all together came to $8.13. So I just kind of averaged it out to $2.03 per item as the shipping charge. So this basically made me $57. The next item in this particular buyer's little collection was this vest that I have had for so long. I love this vest. I think it's so cute. It's a tapestry, like 70s, probably handmade, really adorable. Doesn't have any closures on it. You can see how long I've had it by how much shorter my hair was. So, and look at, there's something about my face looks a lot rounder too in these photos. Anyway, I've had it for a few years. This person purchased it. It sold for $79, shipping $2.03 because of the average there. So about $77 on this. The next item in their little bundle were these shorts. These are really cute. I think that they're Anne Klein. I was going to say Ann Taylor. They're Anne Klein. Linen, I believe. Yeah, orange plaid shorts. They're really cute. I thought these were adorable. And these were listed at $49, sold for $49, $2.03 in shipping. So about $47. I did even the extra 3-cent shipping things out for the next item. You'll see. And then the final item in this person's little bundle was this cute little top. This is like a 60s era sort of shell type top. You can see how fun the print is on this. Here's a tag if you're a tag junkie like me. Look how cute that is. It says junior dress, but it was a top. What is that? I had this listed for $39. That's what they bought it for. Shipping was $2.03, but I took all the little 3 cents that I left off of the other shippings and so added it here. So basically I made $36.87 on this item. That was it for Etsy for the whole week. I had 2 sales, 1 item and then a 4-item bundle, which was great. Actually, was that it for Etsy? Yeah, no, that was it for Etsy. So I did whatever. That was it for Etsy. Let's move on. Next, we have eBay. On eBay, I did sell this little Victoria's Secret teddy that I've had listed for a little while, not terribly long. You can see that I had it listed for $49. The buyer sent me an offer for $35, which I accepted. Buyer paid shipping, so I made $35 on this. Yay. And this was a Victoria's Secret gold label. So We love it. Let's see. All right, next, eBay also. This glass, I had this on Depop for like 4 billion years, and I finally cross-posted it everywhere because I had a whole bunch of other glasses like this that I was listing at the same time. So I kind of delisted this and then put all these glasses up. These are very heavy glasses. And on a lot of my sites, I do free shipping. So Depop and Etsy are free shipping. A lot of my sites, 2 of my sites. And then eBay and Poshmark, the buyer pays shipping. But I don't mess around with the price and change it depending on the platform that it's going on because, you know, Poshmark and eBay are very offer heavy. Depop is as well. And Etsy, less so. I don't get that many offers on Etsy. People do use coupons on Etsy, but you know, I pretty much priced this based on like, how do I want to sell it on Etsy, right? And then go from there. So I had it listed on eBay for $24 plus shipping, which is high for what this is. The buyer offered me $10 and I accepted it. I've had the thing for a million years. I wasn't going to be paying shipping on this. I have hair in my mouth. So I accepted an offer of $10, so made $10. I don't remember what I paid for this originally. I bought it in a thrift store. I didn't get it with the Hoarder House glassware, which is where I got a lot of the other ones that I was listing. I just thought it was so cool with the smiley faces and whatever. It's a cool glass. It's a very like heavy, big, goblety kind of situation. Very cool. All right, let's see. Next on eBay. This sweater vest, you may recognize it because I did sell it on, I believe, Etsy a while back, not too long ago, but the person has to return it and I do accept returns. So they returned it. Now I have resold it on eBay. I had it listed as $39 plus shipping. And what do we sell it for? The buyer sent me an offer of $25. So I accepted the $25 offer. Again, they pay shipping. So I made 25 bucks on that, kind of, because I kind of had to eat the shipping from the Etsy return because I do free shipping on Etsy, but you know, it is what it is. It happens. Next up, Depop. This cute little hat. I've had this listed for quite a while as well, and I believe I only had it on Depop because I have a video. And back in the day, Depop only let you have 4 photos and then a video. So what I would do is I would do a collection of the additional photos that I wanted to and just make like a photo slideshow. So I know that I didn't put this anywhere else because it still has the video. I had this listed for $29. Someone sent me an offer for $19. A little lower than I would like to go, but honestly not that much lower than what I would accept. So I just accepted it. I mean, like I would accept like, I don't know, I forget, like 21 or 23 is kind of like where my normal acceptable percentage off is for this. So not far off. It did have free shipping, which kind of sucks on something like this because it's very lightweight, but I have to protect it because it can crush easily. So I had to use a box and bubble wrap to cushion it and all this crap, annoying. Shipping was $6.07. So the total I made on this is $12.93. I don't honestly remember where I got this. So I'm sure I got it in a thrift store and I have no idea what I would have paid for it, but it's gone to its new home now. All right, next I got more Poshmark sale. Oh my God, what? This was, let me see. I got a couple of Poshmark sales. I don't know what's happening. It's freaking me out, but I'll take it. So first is this sweater. This was a repeat buyer for me. And they had purchased a sweater a few days before, and then they purchased this one. So this was listed at $59. The buyer sent me an offer of $50 and they paid the shipping on that. So I accepted that. So I made $50, $40 after Poshmark fees, but I don't talk about platform fees in these videos. So there we go. So that was a really cute sweater. And if you want to see a little tag action, because it's always cute, look how cute that is. I love that little pink cardigan sweater. It's adorable. Okay. So next up is this little Howdy Doody juice glass. So again, like the other glass, you know, I price it for Etsy because that's kind of where I need to make sure that I'm covered with shipping and everything when I do that. So this was listed at $15. It's a tiny little juice glass. It's not very large at all. Shipping will be very light on this, even though, you know, I have to like bubble wrap and box it and whatever. But Poshmark, they sent me an offer for $10. I accepted it. Poshmark is just so hard because they're showing you like this is how much you're going to get after we take our 20% fee, and like for this it was like $7.05, and then of course like I'm using bubble wrap and stuff, like it hurts. But honestly, a lot of times it's not a whole lot different like on Etsy because I'm paying for shipping, you know what I mean? Like it's just like right in your face on Poshmark, transparency but also reality. I don't know, I don't like it. Anyway, sold it for $10. And I did get this from the Hoarder House glassware thing, so it was kind of a free, you know, barely paid anything for this. So that was cool, and it sold. And I made a sale on Poshmark, and then I made some more sales on Poshmark. So hopefully that worked in my favor, because next we have this 3-item bundle. This is the same buyer as the pink sweater that I just showed you, and I believe a yellow sweater that they purchased last week. So the 3-item bundle, this, all I did, you know, if you're not familiar with how Poshmark works, someone will create a bundle and then just send you an offer for the whole bundle. So Poshmark will say, this is what your original pricing was. This is the offer that they're sending you. And then this is what you're making. So I just kind of, they basically sent $30 off of the total amount. So I just kind of deducted $10 from each of the 3 items when I worked out this calculation for you. So this was listed at $29 minus $10, so $19 for this t-shirt. This is really cute. I think this is essentially, it was probably a kid's t-shirt, and I think that these are so cute as baby tees. Does this have a tag? No, tag was cut off, but it's really adorable. I thought it was such a fun shirt. So sold that for $19 essentially. And then the next item that this particular buyer purchased was this sweater, which I love. I think it's so cute. I had it listed at $59, so, you know, minus the $10 off because of their bundle pricing. I made $49 on this. Look at the little people. So cute. And then here's the tag on this. It's really adorable. Little people. Did I mention that I think they're cute? Okay. Then the final item for this week for me, and the final item in this buyer's little bundle, was this brown chevron turtleneck. This was really cool. It's like a stretchy nylon knit, very slinky. It's awesome. And I had this listed at $39, so minus the $10 from the offer that they sent me, I made $29 on that. So that's like my whole little sale for the week. I did have a couple of other good sales happen after that, which of course are going to be in next week's video, so I'm not going to talk about them with you here, but that's everything there. It was such a slow week, and then all of a sudden, like, let me see, is that week happening yet? What is today? Today is the 14th. Yeah, it was like desperately slow, and then all of a sudden, that 4-item Etsy bundle and that 3-item Poshmark bundle both happened on Thursday, which was also the day of my Whatnot show. So it's kind of like, oh, here's a day where you made $10, and here's a day where you made $22. And then, oh, hey, here's a day where you made like $700, which so happy for. But it was like, that's not a normal day for me. So the dam burst wide open, and now I got to keep that flowing. Would be really nice. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this and found it informative. I appreciate you watching as always, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much. Bye.